Ladies and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1 of the Cinematic Boys podcast. My name is Dakota Buckner, aka DMB Reviews on any social media, especially TikTok. Introduce yourself, my guy.
My name is Bilal. I go by MBK Movies 23 on TikTok.
Okay, so let's get right into the episode. What got you into film, and what got you into film, and what got you on social media?
What got me into film as a kid? Spider-Man 2 was like the first movie I ever saw, and I absolutely loved the cinematography. And seeing Spider-Man as a kid was like super inspiring, and it just got me into this journey of film. And what got me into social media to talk about film was like in high school I was like a loner. I didn't really have no way to talk about movies, so I started a YouTube channel and just continue this journey of talk about movies, and it's something that I've been passionate about since I was a kid.
So, what got me really into film is like I've always watched like films growing up. Like Spider-Man 2 was a big part, Shrek 2, the Shrek franchise, animated, a lot of animated, especially Marvel with us growing up with the MCU. But what got me on like social media, so back at like what was it, like 3-4 years ago, I was thinking about start like streaming like video games. So I think it was right before the pandemic happened. I thought I should be like a streamer too because I saw Ninja and all of them like doing Fortnite videos. So I'm like, I'm gonna start this. One day, started streaming, hated it. So took a break from that. Pandemic happened. Then it was like July of 2021 when Black Widow came out. I'm like, I'm gonna start this TikTok thing, YouTube thing. I see other content creators do it, so I'm gonna start doing it. Post my first video on TikTok, introducing everything. Did great, got like 1,000 views, 1 or 2 followers. Posted my second video was my Black Widow review. The video did great. Got a mean comment though.
Yeah.
And what is different from me now to back then is that mean comment affected me. So I'm like, I'm gonna quit. I'm like, I can't take this. I'm not gonna take the hate from this, and like, so I just quit as a whole. But it seemed like I think it was like probably 8 months later, 10 months later, I'm like, I'm gonna get back onto this. So I made a new account, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that such. Reposted my introduction video, which looking back at it now, there was like some info in that video. It's like, oh yeah, this is the past. I'm like, I don't know why I posted this, but I started like posting like movie updates, like more superhero content. Then I'm like, I saw other content creators like that were doing superhero content post about like their movies, so I started posting about like Halloween Ends when it came out, Saw when they announced it, the new Winnie Pooh horror movie that just came out last year. But then once I saw like Film Talk, like you, George, Kim, shout out to Real Talk Podcast, by the way, great podcast also.
Yes, sir.
And Alex Coleman. So once I saw all you guys like actually talking about film, I'm like, this is what I want to be. I'm like, movie updates and superhero content like comes once in a while, but movie reviews and like loving movies and stuff, this is like what I love. So that I started like on that niche and stuff, and it was just a hard opportunity because I started back in like May of 2022, and like everyone's like verge is like to get to 1,000 followers. That's like everyone's verge when they start TikTok. So it's like I started in May, got to October, finally reached for like 100 views. But before then, I got like burned out. You know how you get that burnout situation? I'm not getting any views, getting any followers. I took a whole month off, found my passion back for film after watching Pearl, kept posting from October to December. Then I posted a Transformers video because, of course, Rise of the Beast trailer came out. Everyone had the hype on that. Got my first video over 1 million, gained over 1,000 followers. I'm like, okay, if this is doing it, I should keep on talking about movies and stuff like this. And that's why that really got into it, because that's after getting over that mark and seeing how good those videos were and people liking the videos and liking like my taste on film, like Transformers, me talking about film, I'm like, let's start rolling with this. I'm like, this is going to be my new kind of like passion project. But I've been doing it ever since. Met you and some other great content creators on the way. Of course, had the idea after doing so many lives with you.
Yes,
Let's start
sir.
a podcast, and of course, we're here right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, next thing let's go on to is, of course, we're talking about our childhoods. What is your top 4 films from your childhood?
Definitely Spider-Man 2 got to be up there. That movie did so much for me. Made me fall in love with movies. Same thing with Lion King, the anime one. That movie was absolutely beautiful. Um, Another movie that really hooked me in as a child was probably the first Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I was 11 years old when I saw that movie in the movie theater, and the 11-year-old kid that I was back in the day was so geeked out seeing Tom Cruise climbing the Burj Khalifa tower. And lastly, got be The Dark Knight, especially with Heath Ledger's legendary performance and how well crafted that movie was by Christopher Nolan, and got me really hooked into Batman and made me a fan of the character Batman as well.
Okay, so my like 4 films that I love as a childhood in my childhood was Shrek 2, best Shrek movie in the franchise for me. I know Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, it was a great movie, but Shrek 2 is always going to be like the top of the peak for the Shrek franchise. Also, big Transformers guy, if you didn't know. So I like Revenge of the Fallen when I was little, but there's just something about Dark of the Moon and the way Michael Bay crafted that movie.
Shout out to Alex
Alex
Coleman.
Coleman, number one Dark of the Moon fan. There's just something about that movie. Like the first Transformers movie was great. The second one, it was good, but it was like a little knockoff with like some of the lines, some of the dialogue. But of course, that's when the actors strike, not the actor strike, but the writer strike was going on back in like 2008 when they were writing that. But getting like everything good, like to be honest with you, Dark of the Moon should be in the end of the Transformers franchise. They should have never went after Dark of the Moon. That was a perfect ending to the franchise. They should have ended it right there. But also, Ghost Rider. I love Ghost Rider. I love Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. I know that movie gets a lot of hate, but watching that in the theater on the big screen with like the different visuals from like 2007 to 2012, it was just a great experience. And of course, for me, it was my first ever theater experience. It's got to be Iron Man 2. Walk into a theater, if you guys haven't been to a theater, go to one, because walk into a theater smelling the popcorn, seeing the movie posters, hearing the trailer, seeing the everything, like the movie theater atmosphere, it's the best experience I think you have as a movie lover. What was your first theater watch?
I think it was the first Cars movie in 2006, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, you saw. I love Cars 2. I know, not Cars 2. I love Cars. Not
The,
Cars 2. Cars 2 is bad. I love the first Cars.
I mean, like as a kid, I was a huge fan of NASCAR. So like seeing Cars as a kid, I was like really great for me.
Oh yes, I love Cars so much. Top. It's not top Pixar movie right now, but like back in 2006, that was really a big
Yeah.
top Pixar movie. But biggest question: what movies have you watched this week?
This week I saw the Tournament Show star Jim Carrey for the first time. Loved the concept of that film. It was incredible. Jim Carrey was outstanding inside that movie, and also the movie was haunting, especially with the concept of the film. If you've seen it, and saw Live, which wasn't that good. Um, what's
I still check that out.
I'd recommend it. And I also saw The Brick with Joseph Gordon-Levitt starring that film. Ryan Johnson's first film that he directed, first feature-length film, and it was really solid. This editing style was really great. Had some really good mystery elements, and it's a movie that I recommend check out. Check out The Brick.
So for me, not a lot of watches. I know it's this week, but I'm gonna go back into like beginning January because, of course, I really wanted to get this podcast started off at the beginning of January, but of course we had some issues. So I've only had 4 watches this year. First, shout out to Harpoon Pit Productions for sending me an early screener of Cult Killer. Of course, I can't talk about nothing I want to right now. I don't know if there's like a legal actions or anything with it. Of course, like an NDA or anything. So I'm gonna give you guys at least like a little my thoughts next week because it comes out in theaters next week. If you guys haven't want to go see this movie, check your local theater for times. Then I saw Jennifer's Body. Have you ever watched Jennifer's Body?
A while ago. I don't really remember too much about it, to be honest.
It's good. To be honest with you, that the movie was marketed bad. It was marketed bad, but I gave it 4.5 stars. It's that good. And Diablo Cody, who wrote that, is writing what is it? It stars the girl who plays Cassie Lang, Lisa Frankenstein. That's coming out next month. She's writing that.
Yeah.
This year, she's writing that also. So I'm looking forward to that movie after watching Jennifer's Body. Then I went on the binge of watching 2 bad horror movies. First, I watched Leatherface, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. It was bad. I'm going to tell you the best line from that movie. I'm not going to even tell you the best line. It's just that bad. Like, I don't know why they made this movie. Like, spoiler alert. I don't care if it's a spoiler alert. I'm going to go off on a rant about this movie. First of all, first hour, you just get the people in the woods with Leatherface chase after them. You don't get the house till like the last 20 minutes of the movie. The big thing about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one, is the house. That is just like a symbol of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. And I feel sorry that Viggo Mortensen was in this movie. I am glad he got the Lord of the Rings trilogy after this movie came out because this is just a bad movie on his like legacy. And next, I watched Paramount Plus's original Pet Sematary Bloodlines that came out last year. That movie is bad. It's like so bad. It's so you want to know how bad it is? It's so the book goes into a whole different thing. And I know the director wanted like a true prequel, but to be honest, they could make 2 movies, and this should have been the second movie. The first movie should have been about the boy that was possessed by the evil spirit when of course they bury like the dead. But this movie is just bad. I don't recommend it. It was boring. Like, it has some great like practical effects. I give it that. That's why I gave it 1 star. Of course, the practical effects, and it had some great music in it also. But overall, that's my watches this week. Hopefully, I can get some better watches in next week. But there is something that we watched. Yeah. We watched all 5 episodes of Echo, which is the first Disney Plus show that dropped all their episodes.
Yeah.
But is that a good thing or a bad thing, though?
I feel like for Echo, they kind of had to drop all episodes, especially with the hype being so low for the film. I mean, for the TV show, because a lot of people were concerned about the TV show because Echo was a huge part of the Hawkeye series. So it was kind of weird to have the side character be the main character in her own TV show. But I think it was a good idea for people to binge that show because I feel like the episode structure worked better for binging over a weekly episode. Because I don't think the episodes did a good job of having good cliffhangers for weekly episodes, if that makes sense.
So first, let's go into like a non-spoiler free like little section. And then let's do a spoiler section afterwards, just in case if anybody hasn't watched the show and they want to get like our thoughts. with you, I think this is the perfect show that should have dropped with all the episodes because, like you said, for me there was only one cliffhanger, and it's like it was not great. That one cliffhanger, to be no spoilers. It's at the end of episode 3. I'm not gonna tell you who it is till the spoiler section, but that's the only like I heard it's like big spoiler at the end of episode 3. I was thinking, then I saw the spoiler, then I'm like, is it really that exciting though? I'm like, we all thought about it. It was like a big promotion in the show. It's like that's not surprising,
Yeah.
but overall, like my thoughts about the show when I first watched it, I thought this was good. Like I could put it above some shows, but after like thinking on it, there's some points in the show, like some points, not like a lot of it, that it's just dull a little bit. It's not like top tier like Loki. Loki season 1 and 2, it was like top tier. Like Marvel should take what they've done with those 2 seasons, put that as the outline for like their upcoming shows, like Daredevil. Put that in Daredevil, of course, with the TVMA, which I think was the best thing for the show was the TVMA. Take that outline and make a great show out of it.
Yeah.
Don't do like lackluster. And plus, like you were saying, she's a side character in Hawkeye. A lot of people don't know who Echo was. I'm like, why is she getting a show if we even barely see her? Like, what's the point? I know she was with William Fisk, but it's like, why are we getting a show?
Uh,
But to be, oh, you can go real quick.
Well, like honestly, I did like that it gave a side character the main spotlight, especially with representation of the native representation and her like being deaf and having that sign language communication was really well put together. It really shows that anyone could be a hero, which is something I really liked about having Echo have the main spotlight on her own TV show.
I like what you saying, the Native American representation and like the deaf, like the hand signs and stuff. I like that because to be honest, we got a good character like background of like we got before like I'm just this is the only spoiler, but it's not like a big spoiler. You get like a 10 minute in the first 10 minutes, you get a recap of like all Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But of course, that's like about with any other Disney Plus show or Disney Marvel movie nowadays. You're gonna get a recap in like the first, like the Marvels. We got a recap of whole of Captain Marvel and like Miss Marvel and WandaVision like the first 30 minutes. I think this is gonna be like Marvel's like thing. Like if you're connected to another project, we're just gonna give you a backstory for like the first like half of the movie. Then we'll go actually put the film or the TV show on for the rest of the time.
Yeah, but I feel like they kind of have to do that with, especially with new people trying to get into the MCU, because there's so much projects they gotta watch to fully understand the full scope of the project they want to watch nowadays. So it's cool. I think it's a good idea to do a mini recap so people can understand where the story's heading.
Do you think it's a good idea to do like Disney Plus shows that are connecting to these movies? Like say Echo. Say if it connects to a movie, right? Do do you think it's kind of like homework? It's like you gotta do this to know this and
Yeah.
get.
I feel like it's too much content, so I don't think it's a good idea to set up a TV show towards a movie. But I do think having a TV show be like standalone TV show that sets up a little bit, but it's mostly focused on the character overall, using the full show to set up another thing in the MCU.
Because I think this was like biggest like WandaVision and was it Miss Marvel
Yeah.
and WandaVision, Miss Marvel for Marvels and Doctor Strange. It's like you had to watch the shows to know what about these
Yeah,
characters and stuff.
but the thing about WandaVision is you gotta watch the first Doctor Strange movie too. Top that, the WandaVision TV show, which didn't really show Wanda being corrupt by the weird book thing to be
The
evil,
Darkhold.
the dark hole, whatever it's called, to be corrupt by it, to be this baddie for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I feel like they could have set that up much more better. Like maybe show her being corrupt by it in the beginning instead of a little teaser and a WandaVision, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think that. But my main points for like, well, I think this is a good show. Before we get into spoilers, is the M rating. I'm kind of glad we got it because, of course, everyone knows Daredevil's in the show, Kingpin's in the show, of course, Echo's in the show. You gotta have the MA if you're gonna put William Fisk and Daredevil in these shows, because we have seen what you do when you put them in the Disney format shows. They don't do good because
Yeah.
everyone, when they think of Charlie Cox's Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, they think of the brutal violence that was in those Daredevil and Punisher shows. But overall, and I like the characters in this. This show, it has some great characters, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, some of the backstories and stuff was actually good. But it's like, to be honest with you, I think they could have made it 4 episodes. Sometimes I think there's like a little filler stuff in there.
I did disagree with that. I think they could have added one more episode. I won't get into spoilers, but there's like some things that they could have explained more, especially with the native stuff in the TV show. I feel like the TV show is focused on Echo and Kingpin's relation, but at the same time, try to balance that aspect with Echo's native background. So I feel like they have the extra episode to cap the native aspect of the film. I mean, TV show, I keep saying film, but TV show I think would have flowed much more smoothly.
So, with that being said, let's get into spoilers because I want to hear your take on this. What you said? Why do they need the extra episode?
Because like in the TV show, it opens up with the native background, right? And in the end of the episode, when Echo finally defeats Kingpin, it doesn't explain the powers that she has from the native ancestors from the TV show. I wish they explored that aspect of the TV show even more. Also, like I feel like they could have expanded the relationship between Kingpin and Echo slightly more as well in that extra episode, in my opinion. But other than that, I thought the show was solid.
I think it was too. Like, to be honest with you, when I first saw this, the Native American stuff in the beginning, I'm like, are we getting Echo or are we getting like an outer space thing right now? Because I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Because before they transform into like Native Americans, like human beings, I'm like, are we getting something like Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that? Because that's what it seemed like at the beginning. But overall, I'm thinking I like my favorite part of this out of the backstory is her cousin that owns the skating rink.
Yeah, me too.
My favorite part though is when the guy tries to turn her in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, where's my money?" He just keeps on saying, "Where's my money?" And the guy's like, "You never gonna see your money." I'm like, why? First of all, why do you think you're gonna see this money? You're going against like these guys. It's Kingpin. It's one of the biggest crime bosses probably in the Marvel universe, and you think you're gonna get your money. But when they capture Maya and her cousin, both of her cousins, and they take them to the back, and they get the call. And I'm like, I'm like, we all kind of thought he was alive because based on the comics. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is the only person who don't want Maya dead. I'm like, probably everybody else wants her dead, but there's one person. And getting on to the spoiler alert, like the shocking cliffhanger, episode 3. Kingpin in front of her, was it her cousin's house?
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, are they gonna fight? That's what I thought. Then what's the funniest thing? He brings that lunch bag out. He's like, let's have a picnic. let's have our Sunday supper.
Yeah, Sunday dinner. Yeah.
What? I'm like, what are you trying to do? I'm waiting for a fight. And you're like, let's have Sunday dinner.
Bro, but the funny thing was, when Kingpin put something in the Miles' eye.
The contact lens.
Yeah. So like Kingpin doesn't have to do the hand symbol, so like Michael understand what Kingpin's saying. I feel like that CGI felt a little iffy, but it also shows that Kingpin was kind of a dick that you didn't want to even learn sign language to communicate with Echo properly in the first place.
Oh yeah, he don't care about Maya. I feel like he's treating Maya how he treated her father. It's just like another human being just to get his dirty work done.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of course he took out the translator, his original translator.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you don't take the time to learn. I'm like, her family has learned. Everyone in her family has learned sign language just for her, but you're not going to take your time and like, I know you got the money to go and
buy
get classes. Not only buy that, pay for classes to get taught how to do it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to spend that money. It shows you how much he just don't care about her. And is like, oh yeah, this is just still going to be another hitman for me.
Yeah, exactly. Also, one thing that did bother me, you know, when the grandma ran into Kingpin and like what was it, episode 4? Or
no, it was 5.
It was 5. I was confused because doesn't the grandma not know who Kingpin is, especially how close he was towards their family in the first place?
No, because remember, she like once her daughter passed away, remember she didn't want to do nothing with the father. Of course, he took Maya off, and she forgot all about them. Like she didn't want to deal with Maya at all because she's like, oh yeah, she's off with her father. Let's forget about her. The only one who knew it, I'm like, how did I know? It's William Fisk. Biscuit, like what is it? Like Fisk, like train facility in your town. I'm like, you don't know who William Fisk is? There's not like a big like picture. I'm like, she's like, hello, sir. How are you doing? He's like, I'm doing good. Haven't been in town yet. I see you guys got a festival. I have a granddaughter
named Maya.
I'm like, you just really ruined it. He probably didn't even know who you were, and you just go right. I think he kind of knew a little bit, but she's like, just dumped it right in there.
Bro, I thought Kingpin was about to kill her at that moment. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, I thought he did too. I'm like, when he walked up, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, why did Maya run off though? I'm like, I feel like she said she didn't like run away, but as you see in episode 4, she ran off. She ran off from Kingpin. She ran off from her own family. She was just going to run away.
Yeah, I feel like she was just running away from her problems, and that was like the main story arc of her. In the final episode, it's like you can't run away from your own problems. You gotta deal with them. And
I think especially with her mama, like her mama explained, like, I did this for you. Like, especially like with the signs, like once we find out why she's getting all these visions, it's all her ancestors like sending her a message, and like her mama's the healer. I kind of like the back scenes though. I know a lot of people don't like the flashback scenes, but I kind of do because we kind of figure out what happened to her mama. Why does her grandma not like her family? And like until like I think it's like episode 4, we all think her mom's like a normal person, and we find out like she has magical healing powers over here. Yeah. She feels like an eternal.
Exactly. Also, remember the flashback episode where Kingpin beat the fudge out that guy?
Oh yes. I'm like this is the MA part that we needed.
Yeah. Bro, I don't want Maya to see this. Then Maya see
I'm sorry. She's like just starts kicking the guy. He's like, no, I love it. He looks at her, and it's like that look like your parent gives you, like I taught you well. It seems like that's the look he gave her. I'm like, dude, you're just going to teach a 6-year-old how to beat up a guy because he didn't have some ice cream. Like, one, you're a really badass, or 1 or 2, you're just really awful guy.
Yeah. But it's gonna be really interesting to see after the post credit scene that Kingpin's gonna be running for mayor. I think that's gonna really set up Daredevil Born again. Also, it's gonna set up probably Spider-Man 4. So it's gonna set up two things.
Before everyone got on TikTok about that, so I saw Daniel RPK's tweet about all that stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, everything. Of course, he's like one of the biggest reliable people on Twitter right now. And once I saw that and saw the post credit scene, I'm like, at least I'm like, this is starting. Like, sorry, we're going to get to Spider-Man 4 with street level. Oh yeah, I'm going to go into my Spider-Man 4 rant a little bit because, like, the street level, I know we're going to get Kingpin, we're going to get Daredevil, we're going to get Spider-Man. I'm good with that. I'm going to get Ant-Man. I don't want.
I honestly not a fan of Paul Rudd's Ant-Man. I used to be, but like it's the same character every time. It doesn't change. So
Quantum Man made that. I think it tainted his character.
Yeah, but like the thing is, I like the MCU is taking approach of more street level heroes because that's what I like the most about Marvel when they do street level stuff because it's like super badass. These like characters don't really have to have many superpowers. It's like they have to actually use their skill sets to fight off people, which is super cool. But I hope we see Shang-Chi in Spider-Man 4, especially him being street level hero.
My only problem with all these people is like we got No Way Home. You had everybody in there. You had all the other two Spider-Man, so all three Spider-Man, all these villains. We got everything that we wanted, all combined into one movie. We don't need another like Civil War movie, like back-to-back Spider-Man. I know they want to top No Way Home, but you're starting a new trilogy though. Start back like when Homecoming out. Start fresh. Build up to the end of this trilogy and make that your No Way Home.
Yeah, I definitely do want a solo Spider-Man movie that solely focuses on Tom Holland's Spider-Man because I feel like he doesn't get an opportunity to play a proper Spider-Man. So I do agree with you with that aspect. The Spider-Man trilogy that should start fresh and build that way up to something greater. Something like how they did with the Avengers movies. Avengers 1 was Loki as the villain. Age of Ultron slowly set that up to Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame in a very slow, collective manner that really worked for me to have a really great payoff.
You're true about that because my perfect vision of if you want to start this trilogy out with like on the down low, Peter goes to college. Of course, nobody knows who Peter is. I don't want Zendaya back as MJ. I know she's good in the first trilogy, but of course she don't know him. Ned don't know him. Leave them out. Bring Gwen in. Bring Harry in. Bring Timothy Chalamet in as Harry. You want to get people in the theater. Tom Holland, Timothy Chalamet in a movie, and they are your best friends. So you know that chemistry of him being Harry Osborn and Tom Holland's Peter Parker is going to be outstanding. Yeah. And I think, especially with Dune, how Timothy Chalamet can like turn on that aggressive, like twisted acting that he has.
Yeah,
I think he would be great when Harry like turns into like the Green Goblin.
Yeah,
or like the new Goblin.
Yeah, I like that.
But overall, is that it about for you for Echo?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think it's just if you guys want to watch it, I would recommend it to you guys. It's not the worst MCU show, but it's like average. I would say.
I enjoyed it.
Like I enjoyed it, but it's not like top tier, but it's like right in the middle.
It's like a 7 out of 10 for me. I liked it.
And like one last thing, superhero fatigue is real. Do you think that?
I don't think superhero fatigue is real. I think superhero slumps are real. Like, I think Marvel's just on a slump right now. They're trying to figure out things, and once they figure out what they need to do, they're going back on what they're supposed to do on their mission. But I think the issue with superhero movies is they produce so much content, so it's hard to keep up, and you starting to see these movies not be these high quality movies that we want them to be, because not every superhero movie is going to be a masterpiece. There's going to be some duds. There's going to be some alright superhero movies. Not going to be all good. So we gotta be like patient with the struggle of the superhero movies. So eventually, there's going to be some good ones coming out.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are like Endgame and Infinity War on a pedestal and think like everything should be that now, which is like it's the end of that Infinity Saga, right? So like how I explained with the Spider-Man trilogy, you gotta build that back up.
Exactly.
You're not going to get bangers out from each of your movies.
Yep.
You gotta build it back up to Avengers 5, King Dynasty, whatever they're going to do, and Secret Wars. That's the pinnacle of what you're going to get with Infinity War and Endgame and those two movies. I think everyone should just. I know Guardians of the Galaxy was great, but I think everyone just needs to like press the brakes on like their hype and wait till those two movies came out. And I think that's when you should be like excited, like enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, like we did with the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, exactly.
And once we get to the end, let's go all in. Let's pack those stairs out. Let's get excited and enjoy these movies.
Yeah, but I definitely think Deadpool 3 is going to bring a lot of people to the movie theater. So
I'm glad that's the only Marvel movie because I'm thinking that's another thing too that we're just getting too. It's like quantity over quality.
Yeah.
We're getting too much quantity, and all the quality is just like we're not getting enough quality at all.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. I think we're only getting like 2 to 3 Disney Plus shows this year in Deadpool 3. So I'm happy about that because at least they're taking time with Deadpool 3, especially moving it back since the strikes happened. So I'm glad about that. But let's get into our next thing, which I don't like this. They're making Top Gun 3.
Man, Top Gun 3. Top Gun Maverick, fantastic masterpiece of movie, mind blowing with the jet sequences. So many good character arcs, especially with Rooster played by Miles Teller, and Tom Cruise as Maverick himself. Also, Glenn Powell as Hangman was really great inside that movie. I don't know how they're going Top Gun Maverick, especially the fact that I think Top Gun Maverick ended perfectly for the Top Gun franchise. There we go.
So you know who's in the cast, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be all of them all over again.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you going to do it? So for me, Tom Cruise always wanted to make Top Gun 2.
Yeah.
But I think they done it at the right time. And they made it better. I have never seen a legacy sequel do better than its predecessor. Until that one. And it was the perfect ending because you had the conflict between Rooster and Maverick.
Yep.
And it kind of finally came together again. And like Hangman, he was like everyone didn't like him during that movie. Then he got finally his redemption. It's kind of like what Val Kilmer's character was and Tom Cruise's in the first Top Gun when they didn't like each other. It's kind of like that. And I think they should not make a number 3. I know it's money. You should make another sequel, but it's like leave this franchise or not franchise. These two movies the way they are.
Yeah.
I think these like 30 years ago they got the perfect movie. We got the perfect movie now. I know studios want to make money. Just don't make other movies. Make original movies. Don't go after IPs and ruin it. Because if this movie's going to do bad, everyone's going to look like this is a disappointing trilogy because you had 2 great movies, then you ended it on the dud.
Yeah, exactly.
But overall, I'm not excited for that movie at all. But
I mean, I'm a little bit hyped because obviously I think the jet sequence are probably really good.
I think the sound and stuff, like you said, will be great. But it's like, hopefully Tom Cruise like puts as much effort into this as that. I hope they don't like rush the thing out. I hope they take their time. At least take 5 to 6 years if you need to. Yeah, because Tom Cruise, he's like worried about Mission Impossible right now. And especially after he signed this new contract with Warner Brothers, I think he's going to be worried about that. Just take your time if you want to make this movie. Make a good script, make a good movie. Don't rush out like a piece of crap.
Yeah, exactly.
So for our next thing, this I like this one. So before the strikes happened, Mandalorian season 4 was confirmed. Now during the strikes, they're like, you know what's a better idea? Let's take the season 4 and turn it into a movie. But Dave Filoni is looking over this movie, and Jon Favreau is directing it, which I think is good because these are the two guys that made these. I know season 3 was like not that great, but this show is still top Star Wars, I think, show in these new Disney Plus. And this creative team, I think, can hit it off. And it will get people in the seats. One, because it's the first Star Wars movie since The Rise of Skywalker, which came out 5 years ago. And it's Mando and Grogu. This is like, it's like one of the biggest things in pop culture, especially when the first season came out. Everyone's like, Baby Yoda. I think you go get people's butts and seats with this movie.
I have no comment on this.
Oh yeah, I forgot. If you guys didn't know, Bilal don't watch Star Wars. Hey, it's okay, my guy. But overall, I'm a big Star Wars fan. If you guys didn't know, Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie. But overall, I'm excited for this.
Rogue One.
I haven't seen Rogue One. I need to watch that. But overall, I'm really excited for this news, and hopefully we get a release date soon. But I'm excited for this project. But going into our next piece of news, we're going to talk about how David Gordon Green has left The Exorcist Deceiver. The sequel to the not hit acclaimed sequel, The Exorcist Believer.
Well, I didn't see Exorcist Believer, but I was a fan of the Halloween. I mean, I liked the first Halloween movie that he released in 2018, but I feel like it lost a lot of focus in the second film. And second movie, they did make Michael Myers such a cool character, but my issue was they made the town so stupid in that film that it just was irritating. Especially with that small guy who committed suicide because people thought he was Michael Myers. Like, do you not know that how tall Michael is? Anyways. And then the third film was a mess with the Corey storyline, making him be the killer. So I didn't see The Exorcist The Believer because I didn't have faith in David Gordon Green to make that movie good. So we'll see who takes on Exorcist Deceiver whenever if that movie is even coming out now.
Okay, I know you. I think a lot of people will hate me for this. I like the Halloween trilogy. I like it a lot. If you guys didn't know, I'm a big Michael Myers fan. Got the poster back here. Got the whole trilogy up here. Box set. I got copies of this movie all over the place back here. Halloween, perfect sequel to this 1978. Halloween Kills, best movie in the trilogy. I'm gonna get hate for that. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell everyone why. I take the town aspect out of this movie. It's what everyone hyped this movie up for. A brutal Michael Myers. We got what every Halloween fan like myself wanted. A brutal Michael Myers, some brutal kills, some creative kills. Christopher Nelson did a great job with practical effects and everything. And overall, it's a Halloween film. I know the plot. People care about plot, but it's a Halloween film. You go in there to watch Michael Myers kill people. That's it. Now, if Halloween ends, though, not that bad. Not the best in the trilogy, though. But think of this. I want you all to think of this. Halloween ends. It's Christine of the Halloween universe.
Yeah. Christine, Stephen King, car killer, like a car that kills people. Crazy.
So John Carpenter directed Christine, right? Arnie was possessed by Christine. Corey was possessed by Michael. But it was not like a love relationship, though, like with Arnie and Christine. But it's like, but they had a. If you didn't want to do this for a trilogy, you had the perfect opportunity for Michael to hand the keys over to Corey.
But they killed out Corey though, so yeah.
I'm gonna give you. I got a theory right here. So
Let's hear it.
Michael stabs Corey, right? We think he's dead. What about if he don't speak? No talking, right? We don't see a body when the former sheriff comes in there when they're killing Michael at the end. We don't see Corey's body. We don't hear nothing about Corey. I want you guys to rewatch Halloween Ends just the last little bit. When the when the mask is laying on the desk, turn up the volume. You're here breathing in the background.
Yeah, I mean, you do hear breathing in the credits too, so that could indicate that Corey's alive.
So what I'm thinking, if Blumhouse ever gets these rights back, because I know Miramax got the TV show rights, but they got to pair with somebody to get these movies off in their cinematic universe. What about if they do this, and it's like technically a sequel to that trilogy, and they bring Corey back? It's not like Michael. Like you could do like a TV show like prequel to the original Halloween, but like you start with these films like with Corey becoming like the new Michael Myers, killing off Laurie because Jamie Lee Curtis don't want to do this franchise anymore. Just kill her character off. Allison hears about this after she went off, comes back, and we get the Corey versus Allison situation. It's like a little freshness to this franchise because 40 years of getting Michael and Laurie. What about we get Corey versus Allison for like all this time? Because Rowan, I think, I forget the actor's name who plays Corey, and Annie Matejcek who plays Allison. They're young. They have years of acting. And this franchise could carry on for like another 40 years. And it's not going because these movies make money in the box office.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, now let's get back to Mr. David Dorian Green after I went off on my Halloween rant. I think he did good with those movies. Now to the Exorcist Believer. First half, great. You had a great possession film. Brought the legacy character in. You fucked up the movie. Getting spoiler alerts because I know you're not going to watch this. You take her vision away. You take the mom's vision away. You make her look like a bad mom, first of all. I don't know why you did that. You like tarnished like these legacy characters. You tarnished what this 1973 film had. You should never brought Alexi. If you wanted to, mention them. Don't bring the characters in. Just know that Chris and Reagan McNeil are out there. Don't bring, heck, if you wanted to bring Reagan just like for some advice, because at least she knew she was getting possessed. Don't bring the mom in, because mostly we saw the preachers deal with Reagan the first one, never the mom. We saw the mom go through like post-traumatic stress, like disorder. Now she wants to become an exorcist herself. Yeah, you didn't even know that. She wanted to become a priest, like an exorcism person herself after she saw Reagan went through that. And she was trying to help him out. And that's what happens. Because the demons who possessed the two girls knew who the mama was. Once she walked into like the hospital area, as you see in the trailer, they knew who she was the whole entire time. And they just took her out real quick. And second of all, you bring Linda Blair as Reagan McNeil in for 2 minutes at the end of the movie. 2 minutes. One of your biggest female actresses in this franchise for the first two movies, you bring in for the last 2 minutes. And I know when the actress who wanted to play Chris McNeil, when they Jason Blum went up to her and said, "Oh yeah, we bought the rights for The Exorcist. We're doing a legacy trilogy. Do you want to come back for it?" She told her no. She told him no. Mm-hmm. So David Gordon Green had to make best friends with her to get her into that movie. And it kind of shows like if this actress don't want to do this, don't let her do it. she don't want to, but I think they said if you do this, or she said if I do this, I'm gonna donate all my money to charity. First of all, great idea. It's always great to donate to charity, but don't force an actress to get back into a movie and know it's going to be bad. So this is my thing that they could do with the Exorcist Deceiver. One, don't cancel the franchise. Blumhouse spent $300 million on this franchise. Did you know about that?
Yeah.
$300 million for 3 films. Here's what I'm going to get to. They have finally paired with James Wan and Atomic Monster. James Wan has already did great possession films. The Conjuring franchise. The Insidious franchise. Give him the keys to the Exorcist Deceiver.
Yeah.
Give him the directing props. He knows how to do a possessed movie. Give him... Do the same storyline if you want to. Make it better, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like Leslie Odom Jr. in this movie. He was the best part of that movie. Bring him back. Get James Wan on board. Of course, James Wan and Jason Blum will have the same ideas. Bring this cast back. Of course, you're going to get a whole new writing crew. James Wan can write the script. He knows how to write. He made Saw. He made Conjuring. He made Malignant. I know he made the 2 Aquaman sequels. He made the best Fast and Furious movie in the franchise. He knows how to make good films. Give the keys to him. Let him write. Let him cook. And I think you're going to get the 2 movies in this trilogy that everybody wants.
All right.
But do you have any more thoughts on about this idea?
Nah, I'm good.
First of all, I am glad that David Gordon Green got his chops into horror, at least into this first movie. I know he did not do that great, but at least he has some credibility now. Him and Dan McBride into the horror genre, just in case if he ever wants to come back.
All right.
But overall, I wish him well. But I'm hoping we finally get a good Exorcist movie with Exorcist Deceiver whenever it comes out, because of course it took off the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's get into our top 5 most anticipated movies for 2024, because of course it's a new year. We're starting fresh. We're getting some bangers this year. Bilal, what's your top 5 most anticipated movies of the year?
I think number 1 is Furiosa. Absolutely adore Mad Max Fury Road. Anya Taylor-Joy looks absolutely perfect as Furiosa. The trailer looks great with the cinematography. The action looks solid. Chris Hemsworth's in it. So coming number 1 is Furiosa. Coming number 2 is Mickey 17. The movie recently got delayed, so I'm very heartbroken with that. But it's Bong Joon-ho. He has not missed in every single movie he has made. Parasite, Memories of Murder, also Snowpiercer. This guy is a genius when it comes to directing movies. Coming number 3 is Civil War. I just love the concept of that movie, especially with Alex Garland directing that movie. He has directed some really solid movies as well. Coming number 4 is definitely going to be Kingdom Planet of the Apes. Love the Andy Serkis, Matt Reeves trilogy, so it's going to be super hyped to see the new direction this movie is going to have, especially with those 2 people not working on that project, and see what they do with that franchise. And coming last place, coming number 5, sorry, it's definitely going to be Deadpool 3. Come on, you got Hugh Jackman, you got Ryan Reynolds. I'm going to see a proper Deadpool and Wolverine interaction. It's going to be something really fun, and I'm excited for it. Boom.
Okay, my top 10, top 5 has been changing all month long right now because we got trailers, we're getting new movies and stuff. But number 5, let's go with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. By the way, you didn't know this. They pushed this up to May 10th, so it's not coming out the same day as Furiosa now.
Ooh.
So it will make it. Hopefully, with its 2 weeks, it makes its money. It don't have no competition, so I am looking forward to this. if you guys didn't know, everyone thinks Matt Reeves directed that trilogy. He did not. He
Yeah,
directed the last.
he didn't direct the first movie. He directed the last two. Yeah.
But you could see that first movie was not that great, but the last two, Dawn and War,
Or fantastic.
yes.
The first one was good too, though. But
Yeah, you're not right with James Franco.
yeah.
But I am glad that they're bringing this franchise back. Wes Ball directed the Maze Runner movies. I haven't seen those yet, but I heard they're pretty good.
Oh, I love the Maze Runner movies.
But overall, I thought this was Caesar's son, but it seems like no. This is set like 150 years.
Yeah.
And it seems like they can fully talk now. It's not like they can partially talk. No, all these apes can talk now. And the bad guy in this one, it reminds me of Koba.
Cobra,
Dawn.
yes. Hell yeah, bro.
He reminds me of Koba, so this gets me excited because I like War, but I think Dawn's probably my favorite in the trilogy. So coming in number 4, we got, let's do it, Saw 11.
Saw 11?
I love Saw X. Saw X was what needed like a refresher for this franchise, and it did perfect. We got a story of John Kramer, not as the bad guy, as the good guy. It's so weird that we're John Kramer as the good guy in a Saw movie. But also, I think we're getting him back. We're getting Hoffman back. We're getting Amanda back. And we even get Cecilia back, I think, now.
Yeah.
So, it's good, though, because it's some continuity. It's not whole new characters.
Yeah.
And I think if they want to do it right, set it between Saw 2 and 3. Because the first one was set between 1 and 2. Let's do that. But I don't want them to rush this thing. I know it's going to be a year. I know it's going to be a whole writing crew, but you got to do it perfect. Bring back the director. He made great the movie with Saw 6 and Saw 10. Bring back that director. Good writing crew in there. Take your time in the year and film a great movie because I can't wait for September 27th to come when this movie comes out. Number 3, we got Maxine, the final movie in the X trilogy from Ty West. I can't wait for this movie. After September of, I think, 2022, after we got Pearl, got that little tease for Maxine. I've been waiting for this movie, and it's a whodunit slasher. One of my favorite genres for slashers.
And then you saw Mia Goth just kick someone in the set.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, how many people are getting like allegations now? But, hey, remember she's married to Shia LaBeouf though, so. But I love Shia LaBeouf. I don't know. It seems like all these like movie like sets have problems anymore these days.
Yeah.
But overall, I think Ty West and Mia Goth's going to cook in this. You got Kevin Bacon, Giancarlo Esposito, Halsey. I think Lily James isn't it? It's Lily James or somebody else, isn't it?
Wait, Maxine?
Yeah. Is it Lily James or is it somebody else?
I don't think it's Lily James. No, Lily Collins, not James.
Oh yes, that's who it is. I'm excited for this movie. I don't know where we're going to get it. I heard the summer. I'm hearing fall. I don't care. I'm going to be seated day 1 in that theater watching this movie. Number 2, we got Furiosa.
There it is.
Like below. It's George Miller. It's Anya Taylor-Joy. It's Chris Hemsworth. We're getting another Mad Max movie on the big screen. It's hard to believe that. Because I think Mad Max started back in the 80s. Fury Road. I haven't seen Fury Road in a long time. Definitely got to rewatch it again. Great looking movie. Great movie it was. But I'm excited. I'm going to try to see this one in IMAX because, of course, you got to see this movie on the biggest screen possible, especially with those visuals. But number 1, which I'm shocked you didn't say this was in your top 5, Doom Part 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
I'm so excited for this movie. I was so mad when they delayed this movie from November last year. I don't know why they done it a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know why they done it. But I'm excited for this movie. Definitely seeing this at IMAX. Did you ever watch the trailer in IMAX?
I close my eyes when a trailer shows up, so I don't get spoiled.
The sound, oh, it's so good. Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is the best composer of all time, by the way. His soundtrack on those big IMAX speakers was so good. And the visuals, Denis Villeneuve's, the visuals on the screen, it's priceless. I'm excited for this movie. Wait, what is it now? It's the 13th, so we got 18 because we're filming this on the Saturday. So we got 18, 20, we're 48 days away from doing part 2.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I
March.
can't wait for that. March 1st can't come here soon enough.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, 2024 is going to have some absolutely great things in it. But I can't wait for these movies. But for our final theme is we're going to get into a little bit of a draft.
Ooh, okay. Let's do it.
So we got 10 picks between each of us because it's only the two of us. So I'm going to give you first pick.
What's the draft, though?
2024 movies.
My first pick, Furiosa.
Okay, let me write these down, though, so at least I can remember. Oh, you got Furiosa with your first pick?
Yep, first pick.
Oh, okay. That is nice. Okay, I see you.
I don't know what direction you're going in.
Oh, yeah, you know who I'm going. If you guys didn't know, I'm going Doom Part 2 with my first pick.
I knew that. I knew it. My second pick, Biggie 17. Come on now.
Anju Ho. Mickey 17, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh. I'm not going to say I'm going in a different direction. Ooh. We're going to talk about this after our little draft, just to get our little thoughts into it. Number 2, I'm going Abigail.
Abigail. I kind of knew you were going to say that. My third pick, there's a lot of good movies out there still. Civil War.
Civil War, okay.
I'm currently.
I'm definitely going to win this draft after this pick. I'm going Inside Out 2.
Oh, Inside Out 2? That's a great pick. I'm surprised you haven't picked this movie yet. Give me the not Fall Guy. I was going to say something else. Let's go with Kingdom Planet of the Apes.
Okay. Nice pick. Ooh, so let's see. Let's see what I'm gonna pick. I probably need to go. I don't know. There's so many movies coming out this year. It's like I really don't know them all. No, I know I'm picking. Nosferatu.
Ooh. Robert Eggers? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that pick.
That's like a film bro pick right there.
Oh man, I'm going with Gladiator 2.
Oh, yo, that's gonna be my next pick.
Give me that. Get in there.
Oh, that's gonna be my next pick. Oh no, I don't know what I'm gonna go with now. Oh, what am I gonna go with now? Oh, you stumped me right there with that one. Oh, you really did. Letterboxd, help me out right now. Oh, I got you. Beetlejuice 2.
Beetlejuice 2.
Yeah.
Okay, my next pick. Oh, wow. I'm going through my Letterboxd. Jeez. Dang.
Oh, I got my next pick up. Please don't pick this.
My next pick. What's that movie called? You know that movie with since you choose a Jenna Ortega movie, I'm taking Miller's Girl.
Ooh.
back-to-back Jenna Ortega movies. That's crazy.
Ooh, next. I'm going ballerina.
Ballerina. Oh, damn, that was my next pick. You stumped me with that one.
Yes.
I'm surprised they didn't choose this Joker, the second Joker movie.
I forgot Joker. I was forgetting Joker coming. It's coming out next year. I was forgetting about that. Dang it. God, Joker 2 was coming out next year. Oh, I'm gonna definitely get some. I'm gonna get some people out of this. The Lord of the Rings, the War of the Worship.
There we go. That's a good pick. My next pick is the Quiet Place prequel, starring Lupita Nyong'o.
Why you gotta do that? Oh, why you gotta do that to me? I can't even spell this now because you've done that to me. That's a good cast, though. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I'm gonna be cooking right here. Deadpool 3.
Oh, dang. Deadpool 3. That's a good pick, my friend. Got me stunned. I know you're a fan of monsters.
Wait, we're picking.
Never mind, I'm gonna pick that.
Okay.
Give me. What's the movie called again? Shit, give me Kung Fu Panda 4. YOLO.
Oh my good gracious. Oh, why did you pick that? Oh my goodness. You're like edging it back in the back half. I got like the first half good. You got
Wait, how many picks I got left?
You got one more pick. You better think good.
Oh, man.
Oh, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the theater people with this one. I don't know how big it is, but I know if I'm gonna definitely get the theater people. Wicked Part 1.
Wicked Part 1. Okay.
That's a big musical. And it has Ariana Grande.
We love Grande. Wait, when's that Melissa Pereira horror movie come out? Your Monster. Is that coming out this year?
Wait, what?
A Melissa Pereira romantic horror movie called Your Monster. Is that coming out this year?
Oh no. Let's look up on the Letterboxd.
I'm not sure it's coming. I heard it's coming at Sundance, but I'm not sure it's actually coming out of theaters anytime soon. Oh, I changed my mind. Bike Riders.
Good last pick. I think I might be cooking in front of you though. Really had pulled out on me. Wait, hold up. Oh, I think I'm gonna just. I think you really stumped me right there. Oh, you really got me right there. Oh, you got me kidding me. Oh, I need a good pick.
I mean, you got Lord of the Rings. That's a good pick.
Oh, I got you. Paddington, Peru.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. You know, all the Paddington movies are great. Let me know who towards the people watching this podcast. Let me know who won the draft. You know,
In the social media comments in this comments, like you said, of the podcast, let us know who won. You know, yours truly won because of those great picks. But
I don't know. I didn't miss any of my picks. So I don't know about.
I know. Before we end the podcast, let's talk about Abigail real quick because I really want to get my thoughts on this movie. I want to hear your thoughts too about this trailer.
First of all, the creativity is through the roofs. A child ballerina vampire. Like that's crazy. I would never thought about that. The
And, it,
cast, the
and it's
cast,
Dracula's daughter.
the cast is really great. We have
Oh,
what was it?
Radio Silence is directing this thing.
Radio Silence directed this movie. With Melissa Pereira being inside of it, it's gonna be something great. Oh, also it's gonna be the last Angus Cloud movie that we're probably going to see. So it's gonna
R.I.P.
That's gonna be heartbreaking as well. But and Giancarlo Esposito's in there.
Oh, this movie's gonna be nice.
Catherine Newton.
Oh, yeah, true. Abigail. I gotta look up the cast fully for you. Abigail. I want to give them like a full thing of like who's in this cast. So the main people from this cast that you guys should know is Melissa Barrera from Scream movies, Dan Stevens from The Guest,
Ooh.
Angus Cloud, Catherine Newton, Giancarlo Esposito. That's the big main stars. Of course, Radio Silence is directing this. But why I love this movie, one is Radio Silence. They have done 3 for 3 for me out of my movies I watched. Scream 5 and 6, and Ready or Not. We got Melissa Barrera in this movie. And like you said, I never would have thought they would made a movie about Dracula's daughter.
Yeah. The creativity is through the roof.
I love how, like, in this trailer, it's like in the first 2 minutes, you don't know what this girl is. Like, they just kidnapped a girl for $50 million, though. They got to keep her for a whole day for $50 million.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Then once you find out she's Dracula's daughter, I'm glad, though, they released it. And, like, this is the first details we got about this movie, and it's like, was it 3 months ahead? Yeah. Like, we didn't know. We just knew the director and Melissa Barrera was starring in this thing.
You know what the funny thing is? When the little girl's like, I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm like, you're sorry about what? And I'm like, oh my goodness. You know what would have been great? If they actually, I know they do it. What about if they showed a Red Ben trailer instead of like the PG-13 one?
Yeah.
But I kind of glad they didn't though, because it might like spoil the kills. I think Radio Silence does do some creative like kills though. So hopefully they're cooking on this one.
Yeah. Man, Radio Silence and Melissa Pereira got be a great directors and actress duo because they haven't missed again.
Yeah, they're gonna be up there. I think after everything's said done, if they do anything after this, I think they might be one of the best like actor or actresses duos with directors. But is that Bilal for your?
Yeah, that's it.
So guys, this is the end of the podcast. If you guys haven't yet, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, follow us on all our social medias, and also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Give us a rating and tell us how we're doing. And also, so I do the technological stuff in our podcast and stuff, and tell us, is my audio good? Is Bilal's audio good? Do we need to turn it down a little bit? Do we need to turn it up a little bit? Just let me know down in the comments, and we will get everything good and ready for episode 2. And guys, with that being said, catch you guys next week. I'll see you below.
All right. And